All right, we're back for an additional episode today. I wanted to talk about some additional hobbies and interests I have. Um, Again, the purpose of all of this is that I want particularly people that are blind or visually impaired to get a sense that there's plenty of things out there for people to do and get engaged in to keep their mind going, feel good about life, experiencing different things. Um, and so this is also for sighted people so that they understand that blind people can do things. It is possible. We have ways. We can make those ways work for us. So, first one I was going to talk about was I like to play cards um, using Braille cards. There's two different types of Braille cards. There's Braille cards that are made out of paper, which they work good for shuffling, but that's about where it stops because the braille can start to get rubbed off and the corners of the cards tend to get frayed a little bit over time pretty quick. The second type of braille cards are ones that are made out of plastic, which they're great for maintaining the braille and keeping the cards looking, feeling cleaner, easier to use, so on and so forth. But the problem with it is it doesn't work very good when it comes to shuffling. It tends to sometimes they slip out of people's hands, gets all over the floor, and then playing 52 card pickup, and yeah, that's always a fun one. And so that's the first hobby I want to talk about is playing cards. I like to play pitch. I play all kinds of other games too, Crazy Eights. Go on and on and on about the golf's another one that's fun to play. Tons of different types of braille cards out there. So you got to find what kind of braille cards that you like that work for you. But there's plenty of types of games that you can play being blind or visually impaired. The second hobby that I like to talk about is I love football. I'm a big Cornhusker fan. I'm born and raised in Nebraska, so it's what we got here for a team, and proud of that team. Be excited to see what Matt Rule and Dana Holgerson and what they all do with the offense this year and with the team as a whole, including defense and special teams. New coaches, be exciting year. Professionally, I love the Jags. Jacksonville Jaguars fan, which may sound weird being in Nebraska, but the wife's from Southeast Georgia. I kind of liked Florida teams to begin with before I met her, and so seemed like it was a good fit. I'd like to be the underdog when it comes to finding a team that's kind of one that's unique, one that I can say that I'm not a bandwagon jumper, and I stick with through hard times, which there's been a lot of hard times for the Jags. So hopefully things turn around with that now that they got a new coaching staff as well. So I love football, talk football. The next hobby that I want to talk about is a love of karaoke. I talked about my love for music before. We have a karaoke machine here at the house. Sometimes we'll go out karaokeing with friends, which can be pretty fun. It's a little intimidating a lot of times for me being blind because I can't see the words that are going across the screen. So I have to essentially memorize every song that I do. That can be a challenge, but practice, 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 right? And it's all in fun anyways. So even if I change the words around or if I'm off a verse, who cares? It's all about a good time. So have fun with that. The fourth one I'd like to talk about is I love to grill. I have two grills. I have a Traeger grill, which is smoker, and I love to smoke all kinds of different meats, whether it's chicken, steak, pork, you name it. Done brisket, and then I also have a natural gas grill that I use, and that was the one I had before the Traeger. So I grill hamburgers and I do all the grilling, a lot of it myself. I go by feel. I also have a probe that hooks up to my phone so I can check the internal temperature of the meat and the ambient temp of the grill itself. And so I can that's kind of nice. I can set timers on it, or I can set it to certain temperatures, or so on and so forth. So there's ways around if you want to be able to grill you can do it if you're blind. It's very possible. I've been grilling for years and years and years. I do acknowledge that I did have some sight when I started to grill, um, but even from losing it all, I still tend to get out and do it. I use Meat Church seasonings, and no, I don't get any kickbacks from mentioning any particular products on my YouTube channel, but uh, I really do like the Meat Church seasonings. They're not too crazy spicy, which is good for my family and I, and there's quite a bit of a variety. I've tried out several seasonings from different places, and it's one that really is I've really uh, bought into because it's very dynamic, really flavorful. So check it out if you get a chance. The last hobby I'd like to talk about is I've kind of gotten into making my own whiskey, using different botanicals and wood chips for flavoring and a different base. I'm right now got 6 different bottles going, which should be done in about 5.5 months. So I got a little ways to go on that, but I like to sample different whiskeys, sample different beers, um, kind of using the five senses is an important part of being blind. You don't have that fifth sense of sight, so you got to rely on the other four senses, and using those four senses will allow you to kind of really experience life. So um, that's one way I do all of this, whether it's smelling the food or tasting the food or feeling what I'm grilling and the texture of things is strumming the guitar or holding that karaoke mic, whatever it is. You use all your senses and it makes life much more enjoyable. So with all of that being said, again, smash that like button, subscribe. Please keep this channel going. I again want people to understand what's possible for people with visual impairments or being blind. And until then, go Big Red and go Jags.